I would like to introduce my guest today, Alina Yavtushenko, the director of our American company, uSky Tech.
I am thrilled to be here with you. Starting this company in America has been an incredibly important and exciting milestone in my life. I am confident that within a few years, our transportation, your transportation, Anatoli, will be operating on this innovative infrastructure.
Well, it's ours now because you're already involved. I don't see it as solely my project. Building an industry requires a team, and there are many components involved here. This technology is transformative. We're not just making automobiles like Henry Ford or electric cars like Elon Musk's Tesla. We have an electric vehicle on steel wheels, but it needs to run on entirely new roads, string rail, pre-stressed roads that exist nowhere else in the world except on our test tracks in Belarus and the United Arab Emirates. We need to create a second-level infrastructure, stations, cargo terminals, turnouts. We need to develop an automated control system for high-speed traffic, power supply, and communications, among many other things.
The scale is immense. It's not just a project. It's a massive leap forward that we are initiating. But it's a step that America must take to embrace this transportation infrastructure, which can fundamentally transform the country.
And the world. Much like the automobile did, just look at how the world changed because of it. In terms of the capabilities and the niche that string transport, uSky transport will occupy in the global economy, it has the potential to play an even more significant role than the automobile.
Let's discuss how we're going to achieve this.
To make this industry work, especially at high speeds of 300 km per hour, 500 or even 600 km per hour, we need to demonstrate every element of this transport and infrastructure complex. If we fail to implement even one component, the entire complex fails. We must not only design and demonstrate, but also manufacture. We need appropriate production facilities. Then, we need to research and test these elements, which requires scientific manpower to identify flaws, make improvements, and advance the technology. Following this, we must certify everything and conduct operational tests before bringing these products to market.
We can offer various types of infrastructure products after testing and demonstration. We can basically create different products, both big and small. These products are scalable, which is crucial.
Yes, but to reach speeds of 500 km per hour, we need a 25-kilometer test track. Acceleration requires 10 kilometers, braking another 10 kilometers, and driving 5 kilometers at 500 kilometers per hour. Without such a track, we can't demonstrate these capabilities. Computer graphics and calculations can't replace actual experimentation.
We are searching for land to build this complex.
It is more than just a road. There must be a base where we build stations, create control systems, and develop infrastructure elements. We will even demonstrate a new urbanism, linear cities. Just as the automobile transformed America into one-story suburbs America, we can introduce a pedestrian America, with walkable linear cities and transportation above. These cities will be environmentally friendly and safe. So we need to demonstrate these infrastructure elements here as well. Therefore, there will be many more such infrastructure elements here. We also need facilities to produce elements and rolling stock, similar to what we have in Belarus for prototype vehicles. We need around 200 hectares of land total and a narrow strip about 10 to 20 meters wide and 25 kilometers long for the test track.
Finding suitable land and coordinating its use is one of our biggest challenges right now.
The land shouldn't be too expensive or difficult to develop. For instance, it is more practical to build it in the desert than through forests or mountains, which would be much more costly.
We could go through the forests, but that would make it much more expensive.
Why would we go over the mountains and make it 5 times more expensive? Why not go over flat ground? There may be tracts of land like this. They could be federal, state-owned, or private. We need to find such plots and negotiate. It is possible that the landowner might join the project as an investor and gain a stake in this technology. This business niche, by the most conservative estimates, is worth at least $8 trillion.
Once it becomes infrastructure, it will be highly competitive with long-distance trucking.
No, it won't replace it, but rather complement it, similar to how cell phone service added to wireline service. It is not direct competition, but assistance to existing systems. Each will have its own niche.
Once the efficiency becomes evident.
It will be like that. When the railroad appeared, carriage transport didn't disappear. Horses are still used, but now occupy their own niche. Why use a horse to transport something thousands of miles when there is a railroad? It is the same with us. The current transportation methods won't vanish. They will simply find their viable niche. A new niche will be created, similar to how cellular communication created a new niche. Why? Because I can carry my cell phone with me. Unlike a wired phone, I can put my cell phone in my pocket. So, this is a different kind of communication. It is the same with us. It's transportation, but it's a different niche, second-level transportation.
I want to emphasize that our American company is called uSky Tech. It has a short and memorable website, uSky.tech, which aligns with the tech and startup culture in America. In the US, we are focusing on developing high-speed transportation, which we
haven't fully developed before, yes.
Which had been developed before, but there was not such land available for it.
No, it wasn't really developed. It was partially developed, because to fully develop it, you need money.
But it wasn't tested.
No, it's not just that. To design, you need to tie everything to a specific piece of land. We cannot do this because we don't have that plot of land. How is our infrastructure different from other transport infrastructures? We need to place each supporting structure considering the soil strengths, with specific distances and heights to ensure the profile aligns with the traffic flow. We need to build stations at particular heights. Our anchoring structures experience horizontal loads of thousands of tons, so they must be tied to specific terrain and soils. The track structure itself, which is pre-stressed, must be adapted to the climatic conditions. The maximum temperature that occurs every 100 years might be plus 60 degrees Celsius, and the lowest minus 10 degrees Celsius. I'm used to Celsius, but that's the temperature range for design. We should account for the local winds, which can be different. There are tornadoes here, for example. We don't have tornadoes in Belarus or the Emirates, but we have to design for them here. This work should be related for a specific climatic zone. That is why we will tie our work to wherever we find a plot of land. We will demonstrate that we can build similar structures in any other climatic zone.
But what about other transportation solutions and complexes that have already been partially or fully implemented in other countries? Will the American company also represent and sell them?
Absolutely.
Because here there will be both a need and a desire among American consumers, perhaps for the solutions that have already been demonstrated in Dubai.
Absolutely. These include both urban and cargo solutions, with speeds of up to 150 km per hour, featuring various types such as mounted, suspended, and continuous systems like U-Trans. We have implemented and demonstrated many solutions on test tracks and in innovation centers in Belarus's Eco-Techno Park, in Marina Gorka, and in Sharjah, the United Arab Emirates. These developments were funded and created with other investors who own the technology. It is not uSky Tech. However, uSky Tech can act as a sales agent for those technologies in America. Any customer can visit the Emirates to see the certified systems in operation and place an order.
uSky and I are proposing projects that can start immediately.
Of course. Even here in Atlanta, we have partners at a local university who identified a need for better campus connectivity. We can start negotiations to build a solution that addresses their logistical challenges. Similar problems exist in every city and large company. With a population of 360 million and a vast territory, there are countless potential projects in the US.
The diverse landscapes and climates also play a role.
Yes, and the cargo sector can be developed here as well. The US has industries that require the transportation of coal or construction materials and industrial products. We can build numerous cargo routes and rely on solutions proven in Belarus and the UAE. And for this, we need customers, and we are looking for them.
So uSky Tech comes to America along with uSky.
Yes, uSky is a marketing company that does not own the technology, but promotes it. The same applies to its subsidiary company uSky Tech, which was created to promote technology in the United States. Having a local company is essential. uSky Tech has several main tasks: to develop high-speed transportation by attracting new investments and investors, and to implement solutions already developed on other platforms, which America also needs. So, the company will have two main functions, one as a developer and the other as a sales agent, representing what we have accomplished abroad, not in the United States. As the general designer, I'm the designer, engineer, and scientist for the project. The ideas and decisions are mine. I created, managed, and still manage it. America is different. The investment climate here is different. Technology has historically been implemented differently here. We can see how breakthrough transportation and infrastructure industries were created in the USA. Railroads in the 19th century, automobile construction in the 20th century, highways, helicopter construction, like Sikorsky, who is also Russian, and airplane construction, Boeing. All of this was done here in America. Given this history, it's possible to create a very large business here in the US, based on high-speed transportation. The United States needs it very much. A huge territory and no high-speed roads. It's kind of strange. There are high-speed roads in France, Spain, Germany, China, Japan, but none in the United States. Maybe we shouldn't follow the rest of the world, but create something unique they don't have, and much more superior. This is what we can offer to the US.
Contemporary society is saturated with technology, particularly IT. We often find that people view infrastructure projects as overly massive. What I'm suggesting is that we break through that perception and start a new era where infrastructure technologies are seen as equally vital as computer technology. We need to advance these technologies because the current costs of shipping and transportation are enormous, which put pressure on the economics in whole for sure.
So you are suggesting, let's make America great again?
I mean, let's make it a transportation powerhouse again.
Just like it was in the 19th and 20th centuries because of transportation technology. I want to point out that those working in IT or digital fields today, the internet and all that, often forget that their existence depends on the infrastructure built before them. There are roads, automobiles, power plants, and electrical grids that make everything possible. Without these, your computer, iPhone, and internet would disappear. Everything in the modern world is really based on infrastructure. As an engineer, especially a railway engineer, I understand this. Statesmen in America understand these things too. We need to develop the country, not just focus on small private technologies that benefit only a few. Infrastructure is tied to national issues and the economy. That's why, by implementing this direction here, we can scale it to the entire world.
Especially since America is a nation of immigrants.
Yes, in the future, countries like Japan, Germany and France, which currently have high-speed trains, might adopt uSky high-speed transportation instead Shinkansen trains or maglev trains. It will be cheaper, safer, more economical and environmentally friendly. And so, it will be the same in Germany and France and Spain, which have high-speed roads, and the US does not.
But right now, we are in Atlanta, our starting point. Where do you see us in 2 or 3 years?
Only God knows. But I think we should be closer to the land where we will build all this. Building far away is like constructing a base on the moon. Costly, lengthy, and complicated. For instance, in Minsk, our engineering school is 60 kilometers from the test tracks, complicating logistics. Because sometimes you have to go back and forth over 60 kilometers to solve a problem, and then you see the day has just passed. We should establish our head office near the innovation center, wherever the land is. If in the desert, then we'll be in the desert. If in the mountains, then in the mountains. It all starts with notebooks. I sketch all my solutions. Well, here's one of them, for example, in notebooks like this.
Yes, it certainly looks amazing.
It is not a know-how, but one of the solutions to one of our nodes.
We'll take it for our merch.
It's not the most important, but is still significant. So, over the years of my inventive activity, I've filled hundreds of notebooks with my inventions.
Let's talk about the team. Our project is big, but our team is currently small.
It's a small team here, but I have over 1,000 engineers.
I'm already interacting with this team. And thank you very much. They're highly professional and passionate. Sometimes it's just a delight to hear from the sidelines as you discuss some of the engineering details of a project.
With the designers here, I also have to supervise the engineers.
And people are very eager here to discuss the different options. And you really choose the best, the most effective option. It's inspiring to see people doing what they love and are good at. This isn't just about computer technology. It's genuine engineering development.
We also use artificial intelligence and digital tools, because we have an automated control system with its own artificial intelligence. But ultimately, these technologies serve people. Thank you.
Thank you.